Hello, it's Kevin Lausch here again with our Chalice Children's book reading with the Unitarian Universalists of Transylvania County. And today we're going to be reading the book All Around Us by Helena Gomez and illustrated by Adriana M. Garcia. And this is a very nice book that I like a lot because it looks at several different ways we can do deep listening, meaning listening with our ears, but also with our hearts and learning around from all that is around us, such as our elders, like a grandparent or someone who's older and has more wisdom. Also listening to nature that is all around us and listening to people of color. And this goes with our principles, our seventh principle, which is, I'm taking a look on my wall here to make sure I get it right, valuing connections in all of creation and nature, and also with our eighth principle. Our eighth principle is about social justice and about listening to people of color and just centering whiteness so that all people, regardless of the color of their skin or their ethnicity, can know that they are heard, that they are listened to, and that they have a place here with the Unitarian Universalists. So let's go ahead and read All Around Us. All around us. And this is a very nice story about a girl talking with her grandfather outside in nature. Grandpa says circles are all around us. We just have to look for them. He points to the rainbow that rises high in the sky after the thundercloud has come. He traces the colorful arc with his hands and says, "Can you see? That's only half the circle." The rest of it is down below, in the earth, where water and light feed new life. That's the part we cannot see. But in my mind, I close my eyes and I try. Grandpa and I work side by side in the garden, planting flowers and pulling vegetables. We eat what we've grown. Crunchy lettuce, sweet carrots, and spicy chilies. Do you see the girl working next to her grandfather? Do you have a garden at home that you grow? We do. We grew lettuce and we've grown some jalapenos. They're a little too spicy for me though. Grandpa saves the stems, leaves, and seeds to bury back in the ground. Here is another circle, he says. What we take from the earth, we return. He draws a big circle on his belly with his hand and a little circle on mine and says, "We even have circles inside." This makes me laugh. Grandpa and I take a walk around our neighborhood where we find other circles. Let's see if you can see them in the picture, including, do you see any? How about the sun? The bicycle wheels? The clock right here? Maybe that's an early moon coming up in the late afternoon. There are many others, all circles around us. We stare at the green and brown rings in each other's eyes for a long time, and then we laugh again. He's right. Circles are everywhere. I'll show you one more important circle before the big round moon comes out, says Grandpa. We walk way back in our yard and sit under a tall pecan tree. Grandpa seems sad when he sits here, because this is where we bury the ashes of our ancestors. I don't remember them, but he does. It sounds like she's sitting with her grandfather at a very special place at their home. A place of memories, of thinking about those that have gone before us. Even our bodies return to the earth, he says, and pats the ground with his big hands. But that's only half of the circle. That's the part we cannot see, he says. Finally, we walk to the front yard to water our smallest tree. Grandpa planted it for me on the day I was born, and everything that fed me while I grew in my mother's belly is buried at the roots. I love bringing water to the apple tree that is already taller than I am. Grandpa pats my head and says, "Do you see, my grandchild? We have new life with you." And so they have a tree that they sit under where they put the ashes of their ancestors. But they also have a tree that was planted when this little girl was born. And so that's part of the circle. Back to the earth we go, but also new life comes from the earth. I am part of the circle too, the part we can see, just like a rainbow. The end. And that is the book All Around Us by Helena Gomez and illustrated by Adriana M. Garcia. And it's a very good book and teaches us some things. First, about how important it is to talk to our elders and to people in older generations. We can learn a lot of wisdom from them. We can hear stories about things that happened maybe when we were babies or before we were even born. It's also about listening to nature and the circles of life that go on in nature all around us. And we're part of those circles of life. And finally, it's also about listening to people of other colors, other ethnicities and nationalities. And this is written by and illustrated by two women who won a book award for this. These women are of Hispanic descent, and it's really interesting to see how this was done, how they captured all these pictures. All these pictures are actually pictures of the author's daughter that were then put into a computer and some really neat artwork added to it. And reminds us that we need to listen to people who might look a little different than us or come from another place that's different than where we come from or speak a different language than we do, because we can learn great wisdom from all people. All right, that's it. Thank you very much. And please stay tuned at 10 o'clock. Reverend Bob will be with us with our worship. Have a good day.